up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One, and welcome to another fabulous live stream of I'm Chris the Don One. Rate, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, family, as well as your followers. Let's get this channel lit in the YouTube algorithm. You heard me? If you want to further support the channel, hit the join membership button. Remember, membership has its privileges. How y'all living? How y'all living? How y'all living? All right. So let's just go ahead and just start right off the bat. Okay. So check this out. Peep this. All right. So if you follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, I was in a conversation with a couple of females, and they're talking about dating in the modern era. They're having concerns about it. Women talking about it's hard to keep a man, and things of that nature. So I'm gonna give y'all some. If there's some women in the audience, even though generally the majority of my subscribers are males, but for the guys out there who are attached with a female, either through marriage or girlfriend or baby or mama, whatever, please recommend this video to your significant other. You can also share it to your significant other, or just share it to someone a female who finds herself in these cautious situations. All right. So yeah, we was having a little conversation, and I tweeted, to the females that I was having this conversation with, it's really not that hard nor difficult to keep a man. Now, I think there's 3 reasons. And by the way, this is free game. You don't even have to join a membership. You don't even have to give me no money. You don't have to hire no dating guru. But I feel like with women on their side, there's 3 reasons why, it just ain't working out, or they're having a hard time pleasing a man. I look at it like this. Men are very, very simple. We're not complex. Either you overestimated him, or you underestimated him, or you just ain't got a good man. You just call a spade. Let's call a ball, a strike, a strike. Sometimes you just ain't got a good man. Sometimes you just didn't find the right man. Sometimes you didn't find your soulmate. All right. There are some dudes out there who use the word man or male, as an understatement. All right. But nevertheless, I digress. Like I said, there's 3 ways, and those are the 3 reasons I feel like you're having issues in the dating world. You either overestimate it, or you underestimate it, or you just ain't got a good man. All right. And to be perfectly honest with you, there's 3 significant reasons, and 3 reasons, 3 things to keep a man. If you have a good man, if you do all 3, 2 of 3, or maybe 1 of the 3 very, very well, you can keep a man. All right. And it's been proven throughout the history of time. Okay. You can go as far back into the Bible. All right. In order to keep a good man. All right. Or just, a man. All right. And cook for him, have sex with them, and keep the conversation at a minimum. Because men, look, women, men are super, super simple. All right. If you cannot keep a man, and men are simple, that tells a lot about you. That tells a whole lot about you, that you can't keep a man. All right. And those are the 3 reasons. You can do all 3 of them, and you will have a man. You'll have a man for the rest of your life. You can do 2 of the 3. You'll still have a good man for the rest of life. Or if you do 1 out of the 3 very, very well, a man will improvise. He will strategize, to still be with you, and things of that nature. All right. So those are the three things. And for one, cooking. I think cooking is, out of the three I just mentioned, I feel like cooking is numero uno. Because, a man, even if you are romantic with a man and you're not very great at it, you know, still, if you are if you are a master chef in the kitchen, you can keep a man. Feeding a man is the most important thing. I feel like the second most important thing is romance time. You know your man. You've been around your man long enough. You knew you got him, so you know your man. You know his what he likes, what he doesn't like, how often he wants to do it. So you know your man from that standpoint. All right. You can't, if you got a man who's sexually active, who has to have it 3 or 4 times a week, and you knew that right out the gate when you started messing around with him. Now y'all get in a relationship. Now you want to change the game and say, well, can't do it 3 or 4 times a week. How about like once every week? You know your man more than anybody. That ain't gonna work. Now on the outside looking in, he's gonna say, okay, that's cool and all, but then you run risk. Okay. Sometimes a man will go outside of the relationship to get his needs. All right. So if you have a man that's overly sexually active, have just sexually active, you know out the yin yang, you have to be prepared for that. All right. And the third thing is picking your spots when communicating with your man. All right. You just can't just walk into a room or just start a conversation. You should know your man by now. I feel like after a year, you should know how to approach him, when to approach him. And, you don't, you want to be on that borderline. You don't want to, just allow him to run roughshod and you just don't say nothing to him. But then you don't want to be the one that's a chatty patty, just constantly talking to him, not giving him his space, not giving him his time, so you have to balance it. All right. And you should know your man more than anyone. So you should pick your spots with conversation. All right. And it can't be the same old conversations. All right. Yeah, I know life is life. And I know there's, when bills are going to get paid, she's interested in getting this. She wants to do that. You can't, in other words, your full conversation can't be about, finances. It can't be day in, day out about finances. Okay. I know those things are important, but you have to pick your spots. All right. You just can't just overload him with finances, bills, finances, things you want to do. And you just got to pick your spots. Okay. Because, just talking about the same thing over and over again, particularly with a man, and men are simple, sometimes that can be bothersome for a man. So yeah. But nevertheless, I digress. Those to me are the three things in order to keep a man. And like I said earlier in this live stream, there's three ways that you can't. There's a reason why you can't keep a man. Either you you over strategize, you overestimate, you underestimate, or the simple fact of it is, you just ain't got a good man. And when I say when you overestimate, you overcomplicate things, you make the most simplest thing drastic. You just overcompensate yourself like that. And to me, you have to pick your spots when doing that. All right. To me, Underestimating is, just not taking things very seriously, and or you just ain't got a good man. You also got to realize your man is a he communicates visually. So you have to also be well aware of this. Your man, men look. I don't care if you got a 10 for a woman or a 1 for a woman when you talk about ratings. A man is going to look. Okay, a man's going to look at another woman. You have to be comfortable in your skin to, understand that. I'm not saying you should accept it. I'm not saying it's acceptable, but what I am saying is men are they're visual. So men are going to look, okay? But particularly in the summertime, you know how women are in the summertime. You're just going to have to, accept that, all right? Because when you're not there, he's still looking, all right? So it doesn't matter if you're there or you're not there. But you need to look at what he's looking at, what he's interested at, and, maybe apply what, if he sees a nice looking woman, just take that information and say, okay, he's into this type of outfit, he's into this type of hairstyle, he's into this type of, whatever, and apply that to you, okay? Because all the information a man is going to that you gather from a man is going to benefit you. It's not going to hurt you. It's going to benefit you. All right. Now I know people are going to be in the comment section saying, I don't think, and again, I know people are going to be in the comment section. They're going to probably say, well, Chris, I'm not sure about this. It sounds like it's a one-sided argument. It sounds like this, that, and the third. But I'm just telling you, men are very, very simple, and there's 1 or 3 reasons why you can't keep a man. All right. I'm not saying it's a you thing. I'm just saying if you want a healthy relationship, you have to break it down to that fraction that men are super, super easy. Anyway, I got to go. All right. Y'all tell me what you think. Get in the comment section. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. I will talk to you guys later. It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One. I'm gone. Deuce.